And welcome back to the Market Wolf, where I give you the best bear case, the best bull case, and I give you my opinion. And do not get caught up in these traps. We are on Bitcoin on the 30-minute time frame. We are currently sitting at 27,483. And good morning. It is Thursday, May 11th. 6:02 a.m. and you can see from yesterday Bitcoin had its little move up when we got that market injection yesterday of really what amounts to fake buying, although it is real buying. There's clearly a buying desk, but Bitcoin did react and it got topside of the 28,121, rode that for a while, and then you can see it just collapsed out much further, wicking all the way down to roughly the 26,828 level. So you can see major weakness in this move. That even reveals it more, and now Bitcoin is below all of the moving averages on a full bear divergence on the EMAs on the 30-minute, and we're just trying to maintain. We're riding the bottom side of that 27,710. I want to take you out to the 2-hour time frame to see if we see anything building that could possibly be any different. The volume has been absolutely abysmal, and that's a key sign that things just are not good. Look at this exiting volume compared to all this incoming. Look at this exiting volume compared to all the incoming. Look, as soon as we got that move up yesterday, people wanted out and they got out, right? So now we're still sitting on this just massive bear flag. Okay, this is just like one giant bear flag here. And it is connected to this M-topping reversal and to the downside, right? So as it stands right now, until we see something much different, it looks like we're probably headed to the downside. Now, one thing we need to check on, any sign of divergences. And on the 2-hour, I'm seeing a cross that pretty much lines up on the MACD. I'm also seeing that on the RSI, we're not really getting above that moving average. In fact, we're repeatedly rejected off of that moving average. Here's that bear flag I was talking about right here, right? So we got this bear flag, and then, minus this huge move up, right? It just didn't make any sense. But let's go out now just to make sure. Let's make certain on our other time frames. Let's check the 4-hour and see if we see anything different. And then we will also check the daily, the weekly, etc., etc. On the 4-hour, the MACD is trying to wind itself back down to the downside, although we have gotten a bit of a bounce on the RSI. We're essentially at a level here which you could call about the 27,312. It's kind of a sub level, and I'm trying to get out of the habit of putting these up here too much, but that's something you can mark on your chart and pay attention to. And let's also take a look at the daily and then the weekly. So we see a lot of signs of weakness on the lower time frames, maybe something trying to build on those slightly higher time frames. But then when you come over here to the daily, you can just see on Bitcoin, big old bear flag, still moving down on the MACD, pretty solid move to the downside still. No sign of reversal just yet. RSI, still getting crushed down. Looks like we're probably going to be coming down to 26,540 in short order, and it's going to be very important that that level is maintained. It would be better to put in a double kind of tap there just to back test that area and then move up from there. You have quick moves down after that, and you'd hate to have to double bottom at 24,040 and go back right where you were before. So hopefully we can just put in that double bottom somewhere at the 26,540. If we had to, maybe around the 25,254 level, somewhere in there. Exiting volume is steady. It's just steady. A flagging exiting volume, just like you can see here. So let's check the weekly on Bitcoin now. Okay, and the weekly on Bitcoin, of course, you're still holding, no, you're below actually the 50-day moving average, and the 100-day moving average, and you're supported by the 50-day and the 20-day for now. The 20-day still has not been able to really get truly bullish yet. I mean, you do have a bullish cross forming there between the 20 and the 200-day, and that might be showing you something developing in the future potentially. It's not something that's really solid to go on. We do have decreasing exiting volume. That's generally a good sign. Perhaps on the weekly that is starting to wind down. And then on the MACD, we're starting to curl down, starting to calm down on this move up. RSI definitely cooling off. We've broken through the moving average there. So even on the weekly on Bitcoin, it really looks like we want to come back. And like I said yesterday, I didn't show you these higher time frames, but I told you if you were to go to the higher time frames, this would look like a shoulder and a head. It's really looking like we want to come back down, and let's hope we don't put in another shoulder. We could put in a higher shoulder and then fall all the way down, maybe close to that 18,000 level, and that would just be a massive move down. And the thing I want to say is that generally I think what is going to happen in the market is going to be a little bit different this time. Remember those massive moves up. We're looking at HBAR right now on the weekly time frame, and we are currently sitting at about the spot 0.527 level, so 5 cents and some change there. And remember that we had those massive moves up, and you see the same thing on Bitcoin, where we get this basically what amounts to an M-topping reversal, right? Where we go to these all-time highs. Now, these are during times where, we had financial crisis, instability in the market, and you might be thinking, well, when that happens again, we're definitely coming all the way back up there. And my feeling is that the only thing that is going to drive us higher is exactly like what happened here, and you see the same moves on Bitcoin. So when we put in this new kind of M-topping reversal here on this larger bear flag, but week over week here, you can see, when did this happen? Well, that happened during the latest series of bank failures. So I think when the next series of bank failures happen, and they will, we will definitely come up and probably complete a cup there. Depending on how bad it gets, we could go even higher, and then you're looking at completing cups at each one of these differing levels here. So maybe a cup at about the 11 cent level and some change, like 0.6. Your next one would be about 13 cents and some change, 13.18. Your next one might be around 15 cents and some change, 15.53, so on and so forth. I think probably the highest we can get is about 18 cents and some change, 51. Maybe even all the way up to like, the 20 cent and some change, like 20 cent 9.2. Now, is it possible we could come all the way back up to about 26 cents and some change, maybe about 26.88? yeah, sure, we could come back up that high. Heck, we could go higher. There's no way to know for sure. But one thing you need to pay attention to is what the charts are telling you. And I think if you see the bank failures begin to stop, and then you see a nice little, let's zoom in on that so you can see a little better. You see a nice little pin top like you do right here start to form. That's probably a signal that it's time to maybe go ahead and sell. Now, what I'm going to do, you got to do what you got to do, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do just based off of my thesis. Now, you might think that we are going back to all-time highs and even higher in the next financial crisis. Fine, but the data I'm seeing is telling me a little bit different, but I could be wrong, certainly. But my plan is to keep a bag on the side that I'm going to hold no matter what, and I'm going to have a larger bag that I'm going to sell at some of these levels as we stair step it up, right? I'll pick points to sell at, and I might sell when I see like I would have say that we were on our way up right here, for example, right? Like, let's look back at these all-time highs, right? So let's just say hypothetically, I probably would have sold a little bit on each one of these on the way up. And then when we had this massive move, I would have waited until I saw, another pin top and sold there, or maybe even at the top of the market right there. So just a strategy to use to exit, right? You want to do what the market makers do. You want to buy here, maybe even here. You want to sell here and up here. So you have to pay attention to the charts. Now, again, like I've been telling you, this is a time to accumulate. This is an accumulation phase for you that you should be buying in, just like many of the market makers just quietly take their time to buy in here. So if you like HBAR, this is a buying opportunity. Now, as you can see, the exiting volume is not terrible. It's winding down a week over week here, so that could signal that we have maybe a little bit further down to go. Perhaps we come week over week, maybe all the way back down to the about the 5 cent and some change, 5 cent 10 level, somewhere in there. Could we go lower? Absolutely. If we see Bitcoin put in that whole huge major move down, we could come all the way down to our moving, or basically what would be our uptrend here. Could we potentially break it? Sure, you could have some quick wicks down and maybe get top side of it again. I think what you need to be most concerned about is when we have those bank failures, because they are going to happen, and you ride this up, because when we come back down, we may come down harder and break this trend and actually come a little bit lower back to some levels that we had not seen before. So that's something to continue to pay attention to. Overall, if you believe in HBAR like I do, you're probably always going to accumulate at these lower levels, whatever they happen to be at the time. Let's see. So let's go into the 30-minute time frame right now and see if we have any sign of any kind of turnaround at all, because we've been on this downtrend for a while now in HBAR. And no, the 30-minute looks awful. Volume is not good. RSI has pierced the moving average to the downside. The MACD is trying to put in a reversal, so there is a potential divergence building there on the MACD, so that's something to pay attention to. But you would probably, now this is like kind of a sub level here, so that we've been at. So I think average there, we could add a level, put in maybe at about the 5 cent. It seems to like to touch that area, 5 cent and some change, so 521. It likes to touch that area and then move back up as it's been flagging here. So pay attention to that. That might be a place that you decide to buy, but I'm not going to buy until I see some sign of a reversal. And then if it doubles back on me, fine, but at least I bought at one of the lowest levels, right? So but no, right now we're underneath all the moving averages, still on a bearish divergence, still below the 20-day. Just signs everywhere still that nothing is happening. And once you go these lower time frames, let's just go to the 5-minute. Let's just see look how awful it is. Even on the 5-minute, we're below the 20-day, still full bear divergence, still on our way down. RSI still underbought here. So, could it begin to put in a reversal eventually? Yeah, maybe. But right now, the time frames are telling us this is just like, you want to buy this? No. You're probably better off just waiting. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. Of course, I can't tell you what to do. All I can tell you is what I'm seeing on the charts. And you make up your mind based on that. You've seen how the market manipulation works yesterday. Go back and check out that video. I'll put it at the end here, so you can click on that and take a look at the market manipulation from yesterday, and also the follow-up video to that one, where I link you back to a video I did a long time ago about the market manipulation that truly happens. Yes, the Fed does have a buying desk, and there is a name for it. So check out that video. See you next time on the Market Wolf.